Abby and Gabby. But more importantly, we also have the absolute pleasure of introducing you guys to a few of our resident bottlenose dolphins. Hanging out over farthest from me with Gabby is our youngest bottlenose, Izzy. Izzy is currently 10 years old, and she's the only dolphin to ever be deemed non-releasable due to human interaction. So because of people interacting with her in the wild is why she was deemed non-releasable and placed under human care. You guys can all give a big hello to Izzy. Now hanging out next to me with Abby is going to be Hope. Hope is our middle child of our bottlenose dolphins. She's deemed non-releasable due to a lack of survival skills and being orphaned at a super young age, which ended up with her being placed under human care. You guys can all give a big hello to one of our bottlenose dolphins, Hope. Now last but certainly not least, hanging out with me is going to be our male of the group, Nicholas. Nicholas is currently 23 years old. He is here for the exact same reason as Hope. He lacks survival skills due to being an orphaned calf. You guys can all give a big hello to Nicholas. Now these three here are all permanent residents, so they will spend the rest of their lives here with us under human care. As part of that care, we do offer positive reinforcement training for three very important reasons. Now the first and arguably the most important reason why we train our dolphins is going to be for their husbandry or their medical management. Now since these guys are permanent residents, we want to help ensure that they have the absolute best health care possible. As part of these guys' care, we actually can voluntarily have them partake in their own health care. This can be a large variety of different behaviors. The simplest of those might be us asking them for different layouts. This allows us to get a nice good look over different parts of their bodies. And then a lot of those layouts can actually turn into behaviors. Utilizing those layouts, we can collect lots of different samples. These might include respiratory, fecal, or even urine samples. So you guys are going to get to see a close look at what it looks like for us to get respiratory samples from our dolphins. Now a respiratory sample happens in the form of a chuff. Now you guys probably don't know what that word means. A chuff is going to be a forceful exhale. So it's going to be like a cough or a sneeze. So we can wipe the blowhole clean, and then we can actually ask our dolphins to do that forceful exhale. Now when we actually need that respiratory sample, that side will actually come poolside with us, and they can hold a Petri dish right over our dolphin's blowhole. Now by utilizing that Petri dish, they can actually catch any bacteria and sample from that respiratory chuff. Now the second reason we train our dolphins here is going to be for their cognitive stimulation. Out in the wild, these guys are going to live in an ever-changing environment that constantly has them problem solving and facing lots of different challenges. Here with us, they don't face a lot of cues, so we can utilize these behaviors to help ensure they're mentally staying stimulated and challenged. Now Hope, you can be able to see it as that fun orange ball up top there. Our dolphins know how to do lots of different manipulations with some of those different EEDs and toys. So we can present that ball to Hope and ask her to do lots of different things with it. So right now she's holding it with her pectoral flippers, spinning around in a circle. That's one behavior we can ask her to do. We can then throw it out into the pool and ask her to discriminate between some other behaviors. So this one, the goal is for her to flip it with her head or her rostrum area. Let's check it out. Now she did an excellent job hitting that ball back to Abby. We can throw out the ball again, and this time we're going to ask her to hopefully hit the ball with her tail flukes. Kind of like she's giving it a big kick. Let's check it out. And she did an excellent job. You guys can give her a big round of applause. Now you saw Hope showing off how powerful her tail is. It does lead us into our final reason of training. These guys are super powerful animals, and they are going to utilize their powerhouse in order to do some high energy behaviors. Out in the wild, these guys are naturally going to be eliciting lots of behaviors that get their bodies moving. These guys can jump out of the water an average of about 16 feet into the air, but can even reach tops of 30 feet. These guys can swim top speeds of 22 to 25 miles per hour in short bursts, and they can also smack their tail on the surface of the water in order to stem their prey. Now what you're going to see is our dolphins showing off a lot of those high energy behaviors. If you see anything you really like, feel free to give them a big round of applause. These guys do feed off of a lot of your energy.
You have to be 5 years old. We'll bring you back to the class where you can pet them.
Now you guys have seen a little bit into the training we do with our dolphins, and they're capable of all these behaviors because they have lots of adaptations that help them to live within their environment. Now Nicholas, Hope, and Izzy are all the same species of dolphin. These guys are known as bottlenose dolphins. If you take a close look at Nicholas's rostrum or mouth area, you might notice it pans out into the shape of a bottleneck. That's actually what gives these guys their name of bottlenose. Now inside of his mouth, he does have about 80 to 100 shaped razor sharp teeth, which he can utilize for catching all of his fish. Now these guys aren't going to waste any time chewing their fish. They do also have a super strong tongue inside of that mouth, which they can utilize to manipulate their fish and help ensure all of it is going down head first. Now on top of our dolphins' blowhole is going to be where they make all of their vocalizations and breathe air. Now on both sides of our dolphin's body are going to be their pectoral flippers. This is going to be what they utilize in order to steer and hit the brakes while swimming around in their environments. If you were to look at those pectoral flippers under an x-ray machine, you would actually see 5 bone-like digits just the same as our human hands. Now on the back side of our dolphin is going to be their dorsal fin. This is going to be what our dolphins utilize for a sense of direction. It helps them when they need to swim in a straight line, and it also works as a great way for researchers to identify wild dolphins. Now, unlike the fin is made entirely out of cartilage, so there's no bones in there at all. Now, the final part of our dolphin species is going to be the peduncle muscle in combination with their tail. This is going to be their powerhouse and what they utilize for all of their high energy behaviors. Now here at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, we are celebrating something called Summer Splashing, and this means during this portion